Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I'm joined by one of my good friends and clients, Scooter Gillis, and we're sitting in his Airbnb located in Seminole. In this video, we're gonna chat a little bit about Scooter's experience, where he's coming from, how this whole process worked out for you. So stay tuned, like and subscribe, and if you're looking to buy an Airbnb here in Florida, this is sort of what you're gonna go through.
Yes.
Once you get that done.
Yes.
All right, well, Scooter, first of all, thank you so much for being
Yeah,
here.
man, you
being
kidding me?
part of the video.
Told you, you family, bro. Yeah,
Love it.
mi casa, su casa.
You got this place, what, about a month and a half ago?
Oh man, it was in April, I think. We closed sometime in early April. It's been such a whirlwind that I don't even remember closing. I don't even remember what we paid for it.
Yeah.
That's how nice it is.
Hey!
Hey,
Coming
it's
out here.
Patrick. Speaking of the devil.
This is our property manager that
bro.
just showed up. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Patrick, nice to see you. It's been quite a bit since I've seen you. We're just recording a short video interviewing Scooter, finding out what his experience was like. So,
Hey, cheers to you guys, bro.
cheers.
Making this something amazing.
Like it.
Yeah, so how's it going so far?
Bro,
What's the
so
weirdest thing you found out in the house so far?
weirdest thing?
Yeah,
Nothing's absolutely weird whatsoever.
Video just got even better.
So walking in, it feels exactly. So when Luis and I actually found the house, and my business partner was here, and we identified the house and everything like that. As soon as I walked into the house, there was other agents buzzing around the house and everything like that. But I had this like calming feeling the house just brought to me or whatever, and then it made me feel like there was a childhood friend of mine that had a home, and I walk in that house every time. It's just comfortable and calming and just quiet. This house did the exact same thing. I don't know if there was a smell about it or whatever, but we walked in and I was like, man. And I told my business partner Corey, I was like, dude, this is nice. Yeah, this feels like this feels really cool.
Yeah.
And knowing what it was when we closed on it, and when we purchased it, and then we closed on it, and then walking in, like for the first time after you did all your stuff, dude, and you and Lisa, my wife's like, oh my. So I got the oh my goshes out of my wife.
Yeah, that's great.
And she told me, she goes, honey, you did so good. She kissed me. So, because she hadn't seen it. Everything was by video for her.
For sure.
And she was incredibly excited to come down here. But, dude, like the interior is just this inviting, calm.
It feels super cozy, and I think that's something that Lisa, like, she really wants to hone that in, and it's like such a nice feeling to walk in, because you want stuff simple, you want stuff done in the way that's like you're in a hotel, but hotels never feel comfy and like cozy,
No, and they don't feel homey.
Right.
And I know in every situation you go to an Airbnb, it's not going to feel like you are home. So I'm walking in with a little bit different emotion tied to, man, this is glorious, because one, it's mine, and two, I'm 13 minutes from the beach, just chilling here in a private home.
Right.
So I've got that little extra emotion, but just thinking about putting myself in a vacationer's mindset and coming into the house, I'm like, this is dope. So my wife's best friend that lives in Indiana is here too.
Okay.
Yeah, so booked to her and everything, and you've been in conversation with her. She was like, this is the nicest interior of any Airbnb we've ever stayed. She's like, I stayed in millions of them. She goes, you guys have killed it.
Yeah.
And she's
That's
just
awesome.
incredibly.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, bro.
For those out there watching this video that don't know, we're talking about Lisa Sokol, our interior designer, who has the ability to not only furnish a property for Airbnb with the exact amenities and utensils and items that are required, the right qualities, the right textiles, as well as providing the right feel and concept for the house, and that is so hard. We have purchased houses at $600,000, $700,000. If the furniture, if that concept, if that feel is not there, it impacts our ability to make money with these businesses. So just wanted people to know that Lisa is within our team, as well as Patrick, who takes care of all the property management and all the requests from the listings.
Yeah, and I think what's important is you can't fill the house with IKEA stuff either. I mean, you know, we all have IKEA stuff, and there's a great place for it, but you just can't do that. It doesn't wear right. It doesn't work in all the situations. There's definitely components that you can, but it's trying to find that right middle balance that is the most important thing. And that's something that she does really well. I mean, she'll get stuff at consignment stores, she'll get stuff at Home
Yes.
Goods, she'll get stuff at really nice stores. It's a whole mix, and you can't tell anything different. Everything just seems really premium and feels right when
For
you walk
sure.
into the house.
And total transparency, this is our first investment property. So what we came across is the amount of money that you're going to have to spend. And it was a little shocking to us at first. And to be honest with you, there was frustration that came across my plate about the amount of money it took to get it to look like this.
Yeah.
But what you have to understand, as these folks out here, as me, if you're going to be an owner, you have to do it. So what I did, I don't know if it's my old law enforcement or if I'm just a real estate agent and I understand all this. I put it on Patrick. I put it on Lisa. I was like, you guys are the professionals. If this, I would have a grill, a couch, and a TV, and my swimsuit. So I left it to the professionals. I sat back. They were like, hey, we got to do this. We got to do this. We got to do this. Here's this. Here's this. And just do it. There's going to be some sort of shock and awe when dollar signs get into the mix anyway. But dude, from what we closed in early April.
It was 3 weeks.
Early April. We had folks in here the first weekend in May. Patrick had the house and Lisa had the house done. People and all of May got booked out.
Yeah.
I am like dumbfounded how quick all this went. And then, like I said, that shock of the money effect, I haven't thought about it since. Like walking in the house and understanding what my money went towards, I would have done it again tomorrow.
Yeah, and there's always things. We can all look at the inspection reports. You can always look through all these things, but you just don't know what's going to happen until you get into the house, and then also once it starts getting used. So, your wife was saying, hey, there's a doorknob that is loose already, right? Yeah. These things are going to happen, and that's why the first thing I walked in when I talked to Heather, I was like, tell me all the things that are wrong with the house, right?
Yeah.
Because it's now been used for a month, and there's going to be more things, small tweaks that are going to be needing to be done, but like the sprinkler system was a good one.
Yeah.
We all knew the sprinkler system wasn't working. I didn't think it was going to be $2,000 though to fix.
Yeah.
Right. And it started with the pump, and then there's leaky heads. Then there's, by the time we're all said and done, we have a brand new sprinkler system.
Yeah.
But you have to, we're still working on the front grass right now, and we actually seeded it again this morning. It's starting to come back up, but it's still going to take some time.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that's, once the grass is actually perfect, we'll get the photographers back out here. Then we'll take another picture. We'll continue to rotate the photos. But I think this is the fastest house we've ever flipped from day one, and it's because you gave us the keys and you said you go make this thing happen. And another point that you said that I think is so important, we continue to run in this with owners is, well, we'll just do this in steps. You can't do this in steps.
No.
Because then when people start coming in the house, they're renting it, they have an expectation that it's a vacation house, that they're going to come here and chill and have a good time. And then all of a sudden it doesn't have something that they're expecting that it should. It doesn't work that way. So you really need to get the house done the right way from the beginning.
Yep.
And then know that this is an investment, that this is going to start coming back. But all these little pieces of having it done the right way really helps with the reviews and really kind of getting the next guests that are going to come in here.
For sure.
They're going to keep this thing full.
We just have different tiers of how to get this done. And what I mean by tiers is you still have to have your 24 steps from the beginning. Have the right utility, utensils, the kitchen, the laundry room. Everything has to be there. The towels, the beddings, all of those things have to be done. But tier 1 to tier 3 means tier 3 you have accent walls maybe. Maybe you have some... a pergola sitting out there.
Yeah.
You've invested if you've gone above and beyond. And sometimes that's not necessarily how you need to start the Airbnb.
Yeah, no, for
going
sure.
above and beyond. But the beginning of that adventure has to have at least the basic equipment.
Yeah, and that was another thing I got to say about Patrick and Lisa is the communication has been absolutely 10-star, 11-star, 12-star. It's been amazing. Every step of the way, you guys have been very open, touch base with us on everything. And like we said in the beginning, I was like, hey, you're the professional. You do what you need. Just let me know what you're doing. Yeah. Or just give me a heads up every once in a while. And you did exactly that. Hey, we need to do this. We ran into this. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I'm like, sweet. That's cool. and we got the house to the point where we could get it on the platform, pictures, professional pictures taken, and it rent out with what it needs. It's got everything it needs, and you could literally keep it at this level and still, I believe, make money.
And make money.
But there are different levels, as everybody's probably seen searching Airbnb, that you want to get to.
Yep.
And we will get there one day. We might even add a bedroom onto this house if you can. But it's just, they got us in 3 weeks to a level of profitability, and it's ridiculous.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll I don't know if I'll go 3 weeks. I think I'll go at least 1 month going forward. 3 weeks was a little intense, but it's only intense because it's unknown. But we all know there's going to be unknowns, and that's the part that it's like I need to continue to dial back and go. We know there's going to be something that's going to come up, and that extra week would have gave everyone just a little extra.
For sure.
We had furniture that came that was broke. We had to get a whole new poker table, right?
Yeah.
And they missed the whole middle piece that makes the feet to the actual top was broke.
No, man.
Well, it means that you don't have a poker table, and so we're like, hey guys, we have to get a new poker table here. What do we have to do? And we ended up ordering a new one and then just dealing with getting the refund later. But that's like how we had to deal with it. If we had that extra week, it wouldn't have been as big of a problem.
Yeah.
So some of those things where I thought it was completely in our control to make to make it happen. Gets out of your control in terms of something like that coming
For sure.
through.
That's been one of the most deciding key factors in my experience going through 20 different people that bought their Airbnbs. I have clients that they are like Scooter and they say, we trust the professionals and we're ready to let you do everything. I've got clients that they say, I'm going to do it myself. And the percentage of the clients that said, I'm going to do it myself, and we're successful is somewhere around 10-15%.
Yeah, have fun with
all props to them, you know. Not to make anybody feel upset or tell them they're not doing a good job.
Yeah.
But this is not an industry that's been around for 100 years to 100 years. There's no university of Airbnbs. There's no Airbnb professor. There's a few books out there, but everybody's trying to figure out, and all the answers are really coming from experience. So all the answers we're giving you, we paid for them with money.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you're paying for it one way or the other, right? So think about how many people that we know that are investors that have Airbnbs that try to do it themselves the first time and thinking that they were going to save some money or they were going to do this in a couple stages, just try to get it up to this baseline, that are now paying for it. And they're not paying for it necessarily in hard dollars that they're pushing out, but they're paying for hard dollars that they're not having come into them.
Absolutely.
Because they're now a year into this project and they still haven't got all the great reviews and haven't got it the place up to the way that they should do.
I've got a very close friend of ours that's also a client in North Idaho that said that exact thing. It's 6 months in, and then they started seeing some profit come on their Airbnb, and they have one down here, and they're like, we should have listened. We should have stepped back and let everybody do what they had to do. We're going to end up spending the same amount of money.
Yeah.
They ended up spending maybe even a little bit more than they would have initially spent in one hit, but they said that exact same thing, and I think that's what gave me a incredibly confident and calming feeling about just handing over everything, because I didn't want to go through what I saw them go through.
Yeah, and no, I totally agree, and I also it's also bad for all of us. It's bad for the entire industry when you're walking into a house that isn't done right, that doesn't have it, because you know, are they going to want to try renting an Airbnb again?
Yeah. Or
are they just going to go, screw this, I'm going to go back to a hotel,
right,
or a resort, or something else that they feel that they have more control over?
For sure.
So yeah, I think that's something that going forward, I'm also looking at, do I want to work with that client? You know, that's the other side. So I have been turning down clients because it's just not worth it for everyone. It's so much headache. There's so much untrust that goes into
micromanagement.
the micromanagement, or just the headache, that it's also not worth for everyone. So we've really been trying to dial back and going, it has to be about a 5-star experience. It has to be about doing it the right way. And there's levels of doing it the right way. That doesn't just mean open checkbook, go crazy.
Yeah.
We had a budget. We worked through the budget. Yeah, we spend a little more on the budget.
Tad.
But it is what it is when it's all said and done. You also, you didn't have a mortgage payment the first month. And we had, so those are some things that come back. Yeah, you paid a little more here, but you also didn't have to pay out of pocket for on the other side of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's huge.
Yeah, buddy.
So yeah,
Is that so? Some of the resources like time and money, I know it's extremely painful to let go of them and lose them. But you know, one thing I've noticed is that when people run out of energy and the frustration sinks in, that's the worst.
yeah,
People at that point, they just want to dump their business down. And the Airbnbs I've seen come in the market for sale, they're like, hey, we got reservations to sell you, and you can buy this place already furnished. Most of the time, they're selling because they used a bad management company.
yeah,
People complain about that unit during the honeymoon period. They didn't do well. They try to make it work and try to make it figure it out. Didn't have the right people to work that out.
No, for sure.
And then they go back and try to sell it back on the market. That's the 90% of the Airbnbs that I
Yeah.
see for sale. It's because of that reason. And I'm gonna say one. I probably shouldn't say it, but there's another company, management company out there. Apparently, they have an incredible SEO marketing campaign going on, and people are landing right at their feet. And they're one of the worst. So I'm happy if you're watching this video. If you want to contact Patrick here, if you want to contact Lisa, myself, or Scooter, we're all Scooter is a real estate agent. I'm myself, I'm too. Scooter is in the Coeur d'Alene, Idaho area.
North Idaho, yeah, buddy.
All our contact info will be posted at the description of this video. So make sure you like and subscribe, follow for more, and we're just gonna continue our conversation here.
Yeah, man. Sweet. The gosh, yeah, when you were touching on that, my business partner and I, because I work with a business partner in North Idaho, Corey Ray, and what we like to say to everybody when it comes to investing, because I believe when you're purchasing for your forever home or your 10 to 15-year home to live in the neighborhood that you want the kids to grow up in, and when they get out, like there's different reasons, like heavy reasons that you purchase a home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I believe when it comes to investment-minded purchases, you need to have a team in place, either if it's long-term or short-term, especially for short-term, to where what I'm learning is that you need to have a team in place. Like what they did is they came in, totally took over the place, made it 3-week ready. And then what Corey and I like to say is you sit on the couch and collect a check.
Mhm.
I literally go to my day work. My wife Heather goes and does her daily work. The kids are going to school in North Idaho. And monthly, Patrick sends the money to my account. I ain't doing nothing. I'm coming down here, swimming in my pool for a few days, you know, meeting you guys and allowing my, kids are having a blast, and I'm sitting on the couch collecting a check. And if you want to work and answer phones and have to deal with people and all that stuff as an investor or have at it. I do not want to do that.
Well, it's about picking your lane, right? And it's getting really good at what you do.
Lovely.
My wife has a real estate license. We don't use it. We only use it for the property management side of it, right? And that's when we started talking at the beginning, he's like, "What? Well, why don't you just do this yourself?" Right? I'm like, no, that's not the point here.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do. You do you do that really well, and we'll work together and we'll figure out a good relationship. And we have, and that's what this thing is all about. And so I think it's one of those things that's, yeah, everyone can sit and learn and figure out a new skill if they want to do this, but you have to jump into it, full pool deep, and that's not what most people want to do or has the ability to do.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the really important things. It's really about understanding how involved you want to get.
For sure.
And you come out, you're not buying a car. You're not buying a car here. You're buying a $500,000 investment property in a market that you might never been here before. Some people buy houses here, they never see them.
Yeah.
You need to be able to work with people that you can trust, people that have your best interests at heart, people that value their reputation in their businesses. Patrick and I and Scooter, that's what we focus on. So after this video, make sure you understand we have another video of this property after it was furnished. I think we also have a video before the property was purchased, so we're gonna go ahead and add them to the description below. Continue a conversation. The kids are having fun. You guys enjoy Florida?
Yes, sir.
So this one right here is already interested in what real estate has to bring and what it has to offer, and he's already like, I want to be a real estate agent like Daddy. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
How long have you been doing
Does
this?
it look good?
So I retired from law enforcement in November of 2020 and started that day.
Okay.
So I took December off to kind of decompress from law enforcement a little bit, that December in 2020, and then started officially like January 1 of 2021.
Yeah.
So not very long, but we've been incredibly successful.
Yeah.
Did you just spit on camera? Did you see that?
No, it's fine.
I just came up here and spit.
Don't worry.
Sorry about that. No, it's been, the real estate game has been a ginormous blessing, and coming from cop work to do what we do every day now has been a giant blessing. I get to tend to my kids in the morning for school. I wake them up, I give them breakfast. I'm there every single night. The money's a little bit better.
Yeah, the freedom, and you're not out there running and ducking.
Running and gunning, buddy. Not doing it anymore.
But we do appreciate the service, though.
And what I do want to, so because obviously your channel, I am a licensed agent in North Idaho, so I did have to use an agent down here to facilitate all our wants. This dude right here, total transparency, the first time I talked to him on the phone, we had a little bit of miscommunication. I was like, what is going on with this guy?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
We had a little bit of miscommunication going on, but through another a friend of both of ours, I was like, Austin, I need to reconnect with this dude. And let me tell you, this dude answered his phone, which is what Corey and I boast about. Like, we will answer our phone. We're agents who answer our phone, and that's incredibly important. If he didn't answer his phone, he texted me, I'll answer my phone in 5 minutes, something like that. But this dude was ready, available. He went to, man, how many homes and did videos? You're still doing it for all your other clients. But it, like any video that we wanted to do, you were there, you scheduled it within 24 hours. I had 3 videos within 24 hours to look at these different homes. And one thing that will always stick with me is that you were like, hey, you need to come down here and put your feet in these homes, because there were a couple that I was interested in picture-wise that when I finally did come down here with Corey, we walked into and were an absolute no. But we were highly interested in them picture-wise. Yeah. So I strongly recommend you do that. You can write it off later in the taxes and stuff like that. You can accumulate it in the expenses of these homes. But the feeling I got when I walked in this house, and the Lord blessed us with this, so it's just been an amazing time and experience with Luis and his recommendation. He was right. You were right about everything. Get down here, put your feet in it, and do it the right way. So.
And we did it. We got a beautiful home here in Seminole, and guess what? I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera real quick here. That right there behind us, people.
Yeah.
See that? That is a public park from the city that we can just open and get into.
Yeah, you can go back there and watch a Little League baseball game. You can go play some soccer.
Let your dog run out there.
Yeah. What's that bike trail?
The
Pinellas.
Yeah. Talk to them about what that is, because that's literally like a 30-second bike ride from here.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a couple places you can get onto it real quick right here. I think it goes 60 miles is what it's under, just this one, and then it connects into a couple other ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can get anywhere on the peninsula.
Oh, for more than just the peninsula,
yeah. You can go to St. Pete, you can go to Dunedin,
yeah.
Largo,
wow.
Seminole. It crosses through the county.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they do the normal bike. I'm buying an electrical bike, so I can just motorcycle through it, because you can't bring a vehicle in there, but an electrical bike works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Awesome, especially when
it's right there.
Like this,
yeah.
Where you got a nice breeze, 78 degrees going on, but nice wind. It's awesome.
The pool's refreshing. Oh, you gotta have a pool. Don't buy an Airbnb without a pool down in Florida.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Florida, so if you don't have a pool,
don't buy one without a heater.
Yeah. Like I did.
And the water heater? No, we put those on.
No, you can put them in.
But you can put them in.
But have it as one of your expenses that you're planning to do from day one.
Yes.
So they were talking about that at one of the conventions we went to. They were talking about the market in Los Angeles, and they said it's so overly competitive. There was a point where you could just set it up, no jacuzzi. And then it gets to the point where if you don't have a jacuzzi, you can't even start this business.
Yeah.
So these amenities become popular, and they are pretty much necessities at some point. Right now, having a heated pool is one of them.
Yeah. So we just opened an office in Scottsdale for property management.
No.
And
Really?
and
Congratulations, man.
and the houses that are in, I'll show you some obviously after. It won't work for on video.
I can plug you up with some people where we're at. They all go down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the market down there is definitely 5 notches above what the nice house down here is doing in terms of amenity. Like you just said about a pool. You got to have the pool. You got to have the putting green. You know, you keep going through. And this isn't like artificial putting green.
No.
This is like real putting green that someone else is coming out to cut every week.
Yeah.
Right. And so yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how this is going. And this is the evolution.
Competitive markets.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, in Scottsdale, you are sitting at full bachelorette parties for a next level, you know, housing in terms of someone that wants to come down and they expect more than a hotel, right?
Everybody in the Northwest, where I'm at, talks about Scottsdale. That's where they all go.
Yeah.
They're so over.
It is the fastest growing. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
I think it's the fastest growing population.
Totally agree with
city
that.
that there is.
Yeah.
right
So
now.
so everybody here, you get a lot of people from New York, Connecticut, the New
Midwest.
England states and stuff like that. The Florida is the Northwesterners. Scottsdale. So everybody in Northwest goes down for some reason. It's Scottsdale.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in Arizona. And over here on this side, it's Florida. And we've been pumping up where we're at. Obviously, Austin and I have been pumping the profits from this situation. So there's a lot of people starting to elongate their angle across the United States.
Yeah.
Calling our brother.
We call it an investment oasis. People don't know what we have going on here.
Yeah.
Multiple award-winning beaches that you can reach out to and drive to in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Parking spaces are not $50 like in Miami. Everywhere in Miami it's $50 to park. Here you don't have traffic. You get to the beach all the time. Clearwater, Seminole Beach, Indian Rocks Beach, Madeira Beach, John's Pass, St. Petersburg Beach.
Yeah.
All these areas, we have a limited amount of land. We've got water on each of our coasts in the south area, up in Pinellas County. So anything that we've purchased here in the last 10 years, 20 years have just gone up in price, especially when you're close to the beach.
Yeah.
It's proximity. I mean, the 2 biggest questions that I get asked is, do you have a pool? Is it heated? How close are you to the beach?
So let me touch on that. So I told you this when you picked me up. My wife and her best friend's family went to the beach this morning. We pulled out of our driveway, had a relaxing 35-mile-an-hour drive. I think for a mile we got on a 4-lane road. Got on a 4-lane road for about a mile, got off on another 35-mile-an-hour road that took us over the intercoastal and stuff like that. And then we're at the beach in 13 minutes. A non-stressful drive, 13 minutes, and I'm at the beach. This dude told me, he's like, on certain houses that were over 15 minutes from the beach, when he got really good at what he's doing, he's got his niche covered now, he's like, you don't want to be over 15 minutes from the beach, man. Trust me. And knowing that, and you said that same thing when we were talking about your management company, and that was the vicinity to the beach. We're not far from the airport. I'm not far from the Tampa Bay Rays, the Dome. I'm not far from the Tampa Bay Bucks. I'm not far from the Lightning. I am very close to the beach.
So I was gonna say, because like you can be a little farther away from the airport because you're only going there once. Right.
Yeah.
But the idea is you're coming down to Florida for vacation. You think a pool and you think about a beach.
Yeah.
And so the closer you can get, I mean, I say take the worst house closer to the beach.
Yeah.
But you got to do it within reason, right?
For sure.
Yeah, definitely the beach is really important.
It was so amazing to be able to drive there with no stress.
So
all the kids.
The comparable that we're doing to right now is, Scooter, you were interested in buying a home that was in Pinellas Park.
Yes.
And the thing with Pinellas Park is that they offer homes at a much lower price, so they're more affordable.
Yeah.
You're getting more value. I believe that some people, when they're setting up their Airbnb, it might be in their best interest to buy in Pinellas Park because it comes at a cheaper rate, especially if it's a house that has an incredible pool, an outdoors area that you can promote and market.
Yeah.
Right? But if you have a little bit more than that and you can afford to get closer to the water, that's where I would like you to do.
Yeah.
Get a little bit closer. That's gonna help with the cash flow, the appreciation of the house.
I mean, the more money that you can spend, the more money you can limp into the house with, the appreciation with the higher value houses. I mean, we've all seen this thing. If you can afford $1 million house, they've been going for $2 million in a year, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, hey, these are overinflated houses or this is crazy. You can actually start making sense of it, because once you start looking at take out what the rental on a long-term rental means in terms of cash flow on that house, and go into what a cash flow means from a short-term rental standpoint. That's why the house that's $1 million can appraise now for $2 million next year.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the reason why.
Yeah.
It doesn't work from a long-term rental standpoint.
No.
Even
It's another house.
Even the cash flow doesn't work,
Yeah.
right? But if you go short-term rental, all of a sudden it does.
All of a sudden it does, and it makes a profit, and it makes you happy and smile. And then you have all these credit card points where you can start traveling and going down to Florida.
You can go to Egypt for free in Italy.
That's so awesome. So there's two things that I want to point out in that conversation. Is when Corey and I came down here and looking at homes, Luis drove us by a $1.4 million home that backed up to a canal. He just wanted us to see that. And the surprise wasn't the home. Corey and I have been in multi-million dollar homes before selling real estate. So we got into looking at it and stuff like that. And Luis, the surprise was the return on that purchase is more than the return that I'll be getting here on this home.
Yeah.
At the amount that I purchased this home for,
Gotcha.
and the amount of money that I would be I would be profiting for, the amount of money spent on that home compared to the amount of money you would be getting from your short term would be more money.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you spend more money, you get more money.
Yeah.
It's not,
There you
and
go.
some people
said it.
think that, oh, this guy's taking me by a 1.2 million.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
$1 million over my budget. Well, there's something to learn there, because
Yeah.
Corey and I were both like, wait a second. Because Corey has been in real estate since he was 19. He just hasn't been a real estate agent, but he's been investing.
Yeah.
And he's a long-term guy.
I know.
So the short term's a little bit scary for him right now. So what's cool is when you said that, dude, I could see the light bulbs going off in that dude's brain, because he was like, holy cow, this is something real. Like, and it having that bigger, so that's what I totally agree with that. And with the Pinellas Park, the second thing I want to touch on is the Pinellas Park situation. Getting down here and feeling where this is at compared to where that's at. And I'm not saying anything bad about that. It's just it's a cheaper situation to get into. It's easier to get into.
Yeah.
A little bit further off from everything, but you're midline, so you're closer to the sporting events. You're closer to Tampa. You're closer to
Yeah.
Busch Gardens,
It's got
but
some
you're a little bit
benefits.
further from the Gulf. So my thing is, and you said this out loud, and Corey, my business partner, has said this from the get-go as far as investment. Purchase something that you could see your family living in.
Yep.
And this house is it. The houses we saw in Pinellas Park, can't do it.
Gotcha.
Not when if I had to sell everything that I own and have to move to Florida for some reason, I could live in this house easily. So that's something I wanted to touch on. Like, you guys, you're right about everything, man.
It also checks that like comfort box of you saying, well, if everything blows up and I have to come down here and live,
Yeah.
like I'm happy living here, right,
Honor-
in this property.
Totally. I'm more than happy.
The other thing, that house that you're talking about that's on the canal, I'm managing, okay? And it's been a lot slower road. This wasn't done in 3 weeks. It's still not on the market. But what's interesting is that right now for the month of July, we're already booked 5 figures more, already booked with pictures that don't even show the justice of what this thing is
Right.
at this point.
Yeah.
Right? So it is more money to get into it. It potentially is going to take longer to get yourself set up and going, but it is going, as you're saying, it is going to make more money, and your ROI or NOI, however you want to look
Yeah.
at it,
Yeah.
whatever is important to you,
Yeah.
is going to.
People are going to go on vacation,
Yeah.
and they are going to spend money,
Yeah.
and they will spend money. And I didn't know this, and I'm ignorant to that. Because
Yeah.
I don't live in that realm of money spending.
Yeah,
and
sure.
2, I can't afford anything to purchase like that. But it's real. They will go and spend that amount of money to stay in something that nice.
Yeah.
Well, think about what you're doing this weekend. You have another family with you.
Yeah.
If you guys just split on a per night basis, it's cheaper than you
So-
staying at a
All
very
day.
mid-range hotel.
All
That's
day.
the point right
All
there.
day,
That's the
dude.
point right
So
there.
Awesome.
this is the thing that I think that everyone's forgetting is that when you're thinking about booking a vacation, you're thinking about, I have to take
Yes.
this one room. This one room costs X amount of dollars, right?
Yep.
And then, you know, then you go on with your
Honestly,
budget.
hotels are way more expensive
Well,
than Airbnbs.
And you know, the Kissimmee, the Orlando area, right? That was like one of the big first Airbnb areas, right?
Yeah.
It totally makes sense. You usually are having 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 generations of people coming with you, right? You're talking about getting multiple hotels at some property that's high,
So expensive.
and then you have to go out to dinner. Every single meal has to be done outside.
Yeah.
I assume you guys went.
We've been hanging out in the kitchen
Yeah.
and around the kitchen at the table
Yeah.
probably 80% of the time we've been in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, together. Not at a continental breakfast.
Yeah.
Not, hey, what time are you going to be downstairs
Right.
in the lobby?
Because it ends
Not-
at 5
Yeah.
or ends at 8.
Exactly, and you got your Fruit Loops and Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we flipped how those rooms were, how the rooms were set up too. Like we took the traditional dining room here,
Yes.
and I was like, no, everyone wants to look at the pool.
Yeah.
Like, so, and you know, Lisa did most of this. This is not me, but as we're kind of going back and forth about how this thing's set up here,
Yeah.
we flipped it. So it's not a traditional, you know, that's not a traditional living room. That's a
Yeah.
hangout room
Yep.
that turns also into the kitchen.
Yeah, you don't have
right?
to leave a conversation to go to make you a drink or
Right.
to sit down and eat or to cook something.
Yeah.
The conversation's right there and you never lose sight of anybody.
Yeah.
Feel right
Yeah.
there.
Then if you want to go play a nice poker game,
Right.
you go to a semi-other room and sit down and play
And
poker.
the best thing is, all of those places you just mentioned, you can have eyes directly in the pool.
Every single spot.
So you can see your kids, what
Yeah.
they're doing, nobody's drowning, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it was also really thoughtful about how this place was set up, and it's not not to pat on myself on the back or even
No,
Lisa.
go
but
ahead, dude.
The concept is that this is where you have to think about this from an Airbnb standpoint. So we set the far room away, that's away from all the bedrooms,
Gotcha.
with the big TV, with the poker table, right?
Yeah.
And those are like kind of destination areas that
Yep.
you're going to go to. We assume that when you're coming down to Florida, you're not going to sit in front of the TV all day long. So the idea was get to the room where everyone's going to hang out, get to the room that you have the view of the pool. But at night, if people want to sleep, you can still turn on the TV, watch a movie, or play a poker
We
game
did
or
that last
board
night.
games.
We got
Yeah.
we got together last night. Some couple of the guests here wanted to go to bed early. The kids and I stayed up and watched Shazam
Yeah.
last night in there, and it was like 11 o'clock.
And you don't have to worry about
No, we
you know,
turned it up.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't watch a movie with captions. I gotta have noise.
Yeah.
So yeah,
yeah.
It's been the
Yeah.
house is perfect.
What time is it right now?
Oh, we got a showing in 6 minutes.
We got a house 2 blocks away from here, we gotta go look at. Hopefully we'll make it there.
Do you want me
We
to-
can walk. It's right
We can
there.
walk down there and take a video of
It'll take
that
6
stuff.
minutes to walk there.
Probably gonna be posted on this channel. I'm gonna let Scooter and my friend Patrick here take off and go back to their daily days. I'm sure Patrick is out here doing some work, so
Yeah. No, it's all good.
you're on a schedule. We just kind of took over.
Oh, hey.
schedule today.
No, we're good. No, there was nothing that had to be done. So I just came over to say hi, and
Yeah.
now we're talking.
Yeah. I got to meet everybody, and Heather didn't get to meet everybody. So Heather's met the team down here, and that's one thing you got to know is that there is a team. There is a team in place that you can literally go to for everything, financing, finding you a home, getting the financing on the home, property management, the interior decorating. They have in place everybody to take care of your pool. This pool is like crystal clean. It's incredible. Everything's just amazing. So they have everybody in place
Insurance.
to do, and you get to sit on the couch and collect a check.
All right, everybody. I hope
Later,
you like
Ed.
this video. Like and subscribe. And remember, you can reach out to Patrick, Lisa, myself, and Scooter. Our contact info is down below. We appreciate having you here. Thank you for all the support, and see you on the next one.
CoreyandScooter.com, North Idaho real estate, baby.